ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं हरिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम
राम राम हरे हरे।
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. So now we have come to the last chapter, 18th chapter, and last week we have covered 1 to 17 slokas. So now we'll start from 18th sloka. So whatever Krishna now is not talking anything new. Actually, he is only repeating whatever he has told in the first 17 chapters. It is like a recap. Finally, conclusion. Normally, we do that, no? Even in your class also, teacher, when she completes the lesson, she tells you what she has told in the class. That way, he is talking about, basically, he talks about bhakti only. And basically, in this, he's talking various types of modes, how one person behave in each mode, because it is the mode which is driving us to do various things. Like whether we do good, we do bad, we stay neutral, everything is dependent on our modes only. So basically, what is important is we have to upgrade our mode. Normally, whether we agree, when somebody asks us, in which mode are you? We will say we are in Sattva-guna. All of us will very easily say Sattva-guna. Goodness, we are all very good people. We are in Sattva-guna. But what is Sattva-guna is what we have to understand. And nobody on earth can be totally in any one mode. Based on the situation, based on the work, based on the time, and based on the age, or based on various things, our modes keep changing. Sometimes it will be good in goodness, sometimes it is in passion, sometimes it is in ignorance. That is Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So, what is important is in which, while doing what work, we should be in which mode is what is important. Suppose we are doing something as per our what do you call this, our duties, prescribed duty, nothing wrong in doing it in Rajoguna. Because when a warrior is fighting, he should be in Rajoguna only. He cannot be in the mode of passion or in the mode of Tamoguna, ignorance. He cannot say while doing fighting, he cannot say, I will not fight, poor fellow, that fellow will die. He cannot. He has to be in the mode of passion of winning. He should be ferocious and do his work. Similarly, when you are studying also, you should not think, okay, whatever is to study, I'll study. Whatever comes. You should not be in that mode. You should be in the mode of learning more. Because that is your prescribed duty. So while doing our prescribed duty, we have to be in Rajoguna. But what is that prescribed duty, what is the mindset with which we are doing is what is important. Suppose we fall sick, then nothing wrong in being in tamoguna. That means relaxing, taking rest, sleeping for 15-20 hours a day. Suppose we are really sick, we take, nothing wrong. But when you are healthy, you should not be in tamoguna. That way, every person, every living being has a combination of all the three modes. So, which is the mode which is prevailing more on us, which is in which we are normally are, is what is important. In early morning, we should not be in tamoguna. Similarly, late night, you should not be in rajaguna. That's what we should be able to differentiate and then work. Okay. Initially he talked about sannyasa. He talked about what is being sannyasi and what is being a tyagi. He talked about different modes of sannyasa and different modes of tyagi. All that he talked about kshetram, kshetrajna and all those things. The 5 factors of action he has talked. And now he has come to the 18th sloka. Okay, now I will start my screen share. Who will read 18th sloka?
Taji, can I read?
Yeah, read.
Jnanam neyam prajnata trividya karma kodhana karnam karma karteti trividya karma sangara. Translation. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the 3 factors that motivate action. The sense, the work, and the doer are the 3 constituents of action. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, the knower are the 3 factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the 3 constituents of the action. So here Krishna is talking about 6 terms. What are the 6 terms? Out of those 6 terms, 3 are motivators of action. That means we do something because something is motivating us. Now, anything we do, there has to be a motivation behind. Why do we get up in the morning? Because there is a motivation. One thing is because we slept enough, our body automatically wakes up. That is different. But why do we try to get up early? Is because we have to do something. The motivation is get up and study early in the morning. Similarly, sleep. Our body is tired. We have to sleep. So the motivation there is a motivation. So that way, 3 motivators of action and 3 constituents of action. The senses, the work, and the doer of the 3 are the knower are the 3 factors of the motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the 3 constituents of the action. So knowledge. Here, what are the 3 motivations of action? Knowledge. You feel like doing something only because you know about it. Only because you know that there is a match going, cricket match going on in the TV or somewhere. Because you know about it, you want to watch. Otherwise, you would not want to watch. So the knowledge is one of the motivation. The object of the knowledge. What is the knowledge about? Is that, and the knower, mean the person who knows about the knowledge, are the 3 factors of the motivation of the actions. The senses, The senses. How are we doing all this? Why are we doing all this? For our sense gratification. So the senses are the constituents of the action, the work. So what is the senses doing? What is that we are getting motivated to do something which will give sense gratification, which will give happiness to us and the doer. That means all this are somebody is doing it. So that doer are the three constituents of the action. So here the knower is the karta and the carrier of the work is karma. That means doing the work is karma, and the senses, whoever is doing it is the work, whatever is going on is the kriya. Even the motivators are under the influence of the material desires. What is that motivation means? What is that motivation? Why do you want to watch a cricket match? Because you get happiness out of it. Why do you want to hear Bhagavad Gita? Because you get some knowledge out of it. You have the knowledge that by understanding Bhagavad Gita, we will get the right knowledge. So that way, we get motivated. So that way, even the motivators are the material desires. So what is the reason for doing all this is what is important. Normally, where we go wrong is the material desires are the motivators. Why we are doing all wrong things is it is the material desire which is making us do wrong things. So from now, Krishna will describe what is knowledge in three modes. So he has told that knowledge is important and karma in three modes and work in three modes further from now. From now, he is going to describe knowledge in three modes, karma in three modes, that is object of the knowledge in three modes, and the knower in three modes. He is going to describe that. Yeah, next. Yeah, Mr. Priya, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. Manam karma cha karta cha trividaiva guna vedata prochyate guna yadhava chrunutanyapi. Translation. According to the three different modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge: action and performer of action. Now, hear of them from me.
According to the three different kinds of material nature, we know what are the three different kinds of material nature. There are three kinds of knowledge: action and performer of the action. Now hear them from me, from Krishna. That means based on the three modes of material nature, three kinds of knowledge. Three kinds of knowledge means the same thing will be there in front of us. See, like this, there is a glass with half filled of water. One person will say the glass is half empty. The other person will say the glass is half full. The third person can say the glass is half filled with water and half filled with air. So it is the same material there. But the knowledge, whatever we have, or the mode, a positive minded will talk one thing, a negative minded person will talk something. So that way, our modes will be influencing all this. According to the three modes, which mode? A negative person will say the glass is half empty. A positive person will say the glass is half full. Still, a person will who is very much positive thinking, he will say it's half filled with water, half filled with air. Okay, so all these are also in three modes of nature. Now hear them from Krishna. Next. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Harshit, will you read? Or Vishnupriya, one of you read. Previously, whoever read, the other person can read.
सर्वभूतेषु येनैकं भावमव्ययमीक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु प्रज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकं. Translation. That knowledge by which one's undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness.
The knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living beings, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness. So, so here, so from now onwards, from Sloka 30, Krishna is going to describe what Jnanam is in three modes. In this Sloka, he is describing Jnanam in goodness. When one is able to see the presence of spirit soul in this, with his Jnanam, that is goodness. That means a person who is in goodness will see spirit souls. That means he will think that every living being around me has the same spirit soul like me only. We are all the children of God. So everybody are same. All of us have come from the same source. So we are all one. This is like this. The person in goodness will see a spirit soul which is from Krishna throughout in all the living beings. That is a jnana in goodness. The knowledge, whatever he has, he will see in goodness. Okay. Where is Harshit? Harshit, next. Yeah. Harshit, read the next one, 21.
Pratakvena to yajnanam nanabhavam prathak vidham eti sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam vidhi rajasam. Translation: that knowledge by which one sees that in every different body there is different type of living entity, you should understand to be in the mode of passion. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
That knowledge by which one sees that in every different body there is a different type of living entity, you should understand to be in the mode of passion. So a person who thinks that the living soul in different person is different, that means that's where we differentiate. Now we think this is my family, we are something very great, and we are very rich, they are very poor, and these are animals, these can be treated differently, and these are some other animals. Even in animals also they see different kind of living entity, like they worship a cow and then they kill a goat. It is the same living entity in both, but they see. And even in the plant, see, plants also, no doubt we pluck them and eat. But just while going, there's a plant there. We just pluck the plant, throw it off there and go. Why did we do? That is the mode in which we are running. We just stand there talking. There is a plant next to us. We just keep on plucking the plant. Why should we do it? Because we don't realize that there is another living entity in that which is similar to us. And also, so we differentiate. Here, we are not realizing, but people who realize that there is a different kind of, there's a living entity in the other living entity. Sorry, there is a spirit soul in all the living entities also. They differentiate. They think, I am a Brahmin, so my soul is great. He is a Sudra, his soul is inferior. That is a dog, so that spirit soul is inferior. So this is a cow, this soul is very superior. That way they differentiate. That means when this comparison comes, when this great, less, more, this comes, then that becomes a mode of Rajoguna, that is passion. This is being in passion. Yeah. Pushkar, read. Hare Krishna, Pushkar.
Yes, Mataji. Yattu Krishna vad ekasmin kare saktam aha itukam atatvartavat alpam cha tattamasam udhartam. Translation: and that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all without knowledge of the truth, and which is very major is said to be in the mode of darkness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. All that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. Mode of darkness means ignorance, that is tamoguna. See, here what happens is, these people, the people who are in tamoguna, they attach themselves. They are not bothered about the spirit souls or anything. They get attached to certain work what they are doing. That's all. No, they just don't bother what they are doing. Is it right? Is it wrong? Should I work like some people work for 20 hours a day to earn more money, because they think that they are meant for earning money, they are becoming great, and various things like that. Means they don't have the knowledge of the truth. They don't understand that whatever we are doing should be only to do our prescribed duty. They don't understand that. And so their knowledge is very meager. That means they are in tamoguna. That is how. So this is total ignorance, and this is a total bodily platform. And they think that whatever I am doing is everything. This is all. Even in the sometimes even studies also, one should not think that just studying is everything. I'll study 20 hours a day and come top in the class. That is not correct. We should do everything and then give priority to our studies. They cannot differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. They even forget that there is a soul. No knowledge, they will not have any knowledge about the soul. Okay. 23. Jitesh, will you read?
Yes, Mataji. Nityam Sangarahitam Agradeshwasta Kartam Afala Perusan Karma Yatat Sattvikammuchyate. Translation: that action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire of for future results is said to be in the mode of goodness.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We have till now talked about Krishna describing about Jnanam in 3 modes. Now Krishna is describing about the work in 3 modes. And this is here he is talking about the goodness. That action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire or fruitive results is said to be in the mode of goodness. So we should regulated action. That means at what time, what we should do. Not that, okay, I have to do my own homework, so I will do it after 10 o'clock in the night. That's not regulated. You should do it at the right time. You should study at the right time. And then we should not even studying also. We should study, we should learn, we should study because we have to get the knowledge, not for getting attached to the studies and not for, see, basically these days, why I'm talking about this studying is, whether one may like it or not, what are we children studying these days to get 99.999%? And I know many children, those who get a question in a twisted manner, they cannot answer. They can only answer the question that is given in the textbook. And if you say, where is this question? This question, they'll say, so and so textbook, 20th page, 3rd question. So to that extent, they by heart. That kind of a knowledge is waste because they don't understand the concept behind the knowledge. Why are we not learning? When we learn something, say like Bhagavad Gita, by heart all the 700 slokas. Okay, by hearting, you are memorizing, you are talking, you are saying something which is a auspicious sloka and all that. But the only knowledge, the only real benefit you will get only when you understand what are the 700 slokas saying. That way, we should not learn the Bhagavad Gita slokas for the kick of it, to say, I know all the 700 Bhagavad Gita. So you are getting attached to the fame that I know all the 700 Bhagavad Gita slokas. No, not that way. You should know for understanding it. And then and when you study something without love or hatred, you are supposed to do something. Your mother has asked you to do something, a menial work. You should not hate it. Why will your mother say? Because there is a necessity. Similarly, we do something because we love it. No, because we have to do it, we have to do. So you see, there are some jobs. Like there are some jobs like in the jail where certain people have to be hanged. Why is he hanging? He is not hanging him because he has some hatred on him. He is doing it as a duty. That kind of a detachment. He doesn't even know whom he is killing. But he does it as a duty. Without desire for fruitive results. That means if I do this, even he should not think for material benefits, we should not do it. Like a soldier goes and kills in the war. He should do it for the right cause. Because I am a soldier, I am supposed to safeguard the country, I am doing it. That is what his idea should be. Not for if I kill all this, I will get Vera Chakra. What is that? Some Padma Vera Chakra, some Vera Chakra they will get. Not that fruitive results. He should do it as a duty. And if you do like that, without love or hatred, without desire for fruitive, and without attachment, it is said to be in goodness. Yeah, Krishna Priya. 24.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yattu kame psuna karma sahankarena vapuna Riyate bahulayasam tadrajasam udahatam. Translation. But action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in mode of passion.
So here, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify the desire and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in mode of passion. So the previous end is action in goodness. Here it is action in why are we doing this? For having sense gratification. Gratify our desire, either desire to eat lot or a desire to enjoy watching a TV or desire, whatever desires we have. Desire to show off that we know or we have something more than others. So doing all that is false ego, because we all know that what is false ego. Ego is good. Again, we have to be very clear here. We should never say ego is bad. Ego means understanding who we are. Who are we? We should understand that we are the spirit souls and we are the servants of Krishna. We are the servants of servants of servants of servants of servants of Krishna. And we are here because of our false ego. And what are we supposed to do here is to understand, to get the right knowledge and go back to our home, the Goloka. This is ego. This is right ego. So what is false ego? Thinking that I am so and so, I am Padmavati, I am so and so, I can do this, I can take classes. What class can I take? Suppose I start the class, the power goes off, the Wi-Fi goes off, finish. All my ego is gone. Only if Krishna permits, we can do it. So that way, having ego is good. Having false ego, that we are the doer, is wrong. That I am doing it. I am. That I is the feeling what we should never have. This is called mode of passion. Yeah, Vishnu Priya. 25.
Anubandham Shayam Himsam Anapeksha Paurusham Mohad Arabhata Karma Yatatama Samuchyate. Translation. That action performed in illusion is in, dis- in disregard of scriptural injunctions and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mood of ignorance.
Hare Krishna. The action performed in here, he is talking about the mode of ignorance, tamoguna. The action performed in illusion. What is the illusion? I am everything. In disregard of spiritual injunctions. That means we are not bothered about the spiritual connections or spiritual about the Krishna, and without concern for future bondages. When we are doing something wrong, we do, all of us, but at least we should have the thought in the mind, I am doing it wrong, I am doing wrong, let me not do it, I am doing it wrong. So if we have that thought, if not today, tomorrow we'll correct ourselves. That thought also won't be there. I am doing it correct, I am right. See, people, they kill others. Killing others is something which we are not supposed to do. We are not here to end somebody else's life. That is what our karma will take care of, not we. But why do they do? Even a person who murders, when he is put before the judge and judge asks, why did you do? That fellow will very happily say, I have done it because he is bad, he is so and so, he had hurt me, and so he is such a bad man. Or he will even say, he is hurting everybody, he is killing everybody, so I killed him. So here, whatever thing we do, just think for yourself. Anything you do, you will have a justification. I will have a justification. I don't take a class that day, which is wrong. I will have my own justification. No, these children are not joining. These children are not interested. Why am I struggling like this? Okay, let me also take off one day. This is all rubbish and a wrong thought. So here, what is important is we have our own thoughts and all, we have our own justification, which by doing mistakes like this, what is happening is future bondage will happen. 1 minute. So here what is happening is future bondage will have. Bondage, what is future bondage? We are going to take one more birth, one more birth, one more birth. Or for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. What is for the cause, for the distress, whatever we are causing to others, what is the future bondage? We might end up in Yamaloka, or we might land up in a horrible life in the next birth. So that kind of a future bondage will happen. We'll have future bondage with Yamadota. Okay. So, now who? Harshit has to read, huh? Harshit?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mukta Sango Aham Vadhi Ritye Utsaha Samanvitaha Siddhe Asiddhyo Nirvikaro Karaha Karta Satvika Uchate. Translation. One who performs his duty without association with modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in mode of goodness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So from now in the next 3 slokas, Krishna is telling about doer in 3 modes. A person who is doing something in 3 different modes. One who performs his duty without associating with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. So here a person who does things in goodness, he is not bothered in which mode he is doing. Like we have already discussed, when you are studying, you should study with Rajoguna. That means I must get the more knowledge. That way, so here the mode is not wrong. So when you are decorating Krishna, suppose you are doing a celebration, there's a festival, you are celebrating the Puja Mandir. You should have that Rajoguna of doing more beautiful. I must do something more beautiful. And suppose I am preparing prasadam, I should have the Rajoguna of preparing more prasadam. That way you can have. So here the material nature is we are not attached with false ego, without false ego. That means I must do more prasadam to make Krishna happy, not to show to others that I have made more prasadam. With great determination and enthusiasm. What is our determination? To satisfy Krishna, to make Krishna happy. Enthusiasm to learn more, to upgrade ourselves, to improve ourselves. This should be our enthusiasm. And without wavering in success or failure, while doing, we should not think, if I do this, will I succeed? Will I fail? No. Whatever you are doing, if not today, tomorrow it will get you success. See, the one thing we have to understand is, without any hard work, understand this, without any hard work, you get some success, you will not grow in life. Oh, so simple. That's all. Okay, without I just studied for 1 hour and came first in the class. You will have no motivation to study. So only when you put in hard work and study and learn, how will you get first mark? Means something, okay, your teacher manipulates, your parents manipulates or something. You will not learn. The loser is you. So that we should understand. So only the hard work will make us grow further. So success or failure is said to be, without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in mode of goodness. So that is next. Pushkar. Pushkar? Are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Ragi karma phala prepsur lubdo him satma ko suchi harsar sokanvitha karta rajasa parikirtita. Translation: the worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of the work. That means, I am like previously also we said, he doesn't know that he is a spirit soul. He doesn't know what he is here for. He doesn't know what he is doing is for. His knowledge is only to do work. That's all. Why are we doing? In Telugu, we have a saying. So today you please dig a pit and tomorrow fill it up. Tomorrow again dig the same pit and after tomorrow again fill it up. Why are we doing it? We don't know. We are asked to do. I am given 100 rupees to do it. So I am doing. That's all. Why is that fellow paying you 100 rupees for this? I don't know. That fellow doesn't know. That is ignorance. They don't know what they're doing. What is the benefit out of it? Just for the heck of it, because you are asked to do, you do. So the worker who is attached to the work and then he wants to dig a very deep pit. Why are we digging? He doesn't know. Work and the fruits of the work, desiring to enjoy the fruits, and who is greedy always. That means I want more, I want more. See, you are eating food. You should eat only what is required for your body. If you start eating more food, what will happen? That moment you will enjoy. But next tomorrow you are going to fall sick. That knowledge you won't have. Always envious. Arey, that fellow is eating biryani. I am eating dal rice. Envious of others. But what will happen? A person eating biryani every day will fall sick. A person eating dal rice every day will become energetic. That knowledge you should have. Impure, that means the impurity can be bodily or mentally. Both said that person will be impure and moved by joy or sorrow, any small thing. He is very happy, very small setback, very sorrow. He is said to be in the mode of passion. That means small. So you studied and wanted to get good marks. Yeah, you got second rank, somebody got first rank. You're totally upset. That should not be there. That for any small thing. My father said, I'll take you out today. He got stuck in the office. You should understand. You should not become very unhappy about it. Why will see? Basically, the knowledge what you should have is my father will take me. If he has not taken, that means it is beyond him. That knowledge, if you have, you won't feel sorry for your father not taking you out anywhere. Similarly, anything for small things, you should never become sorrow, or you should know how to absorb. So this is for my good only, that way. Yeah, 28, Jitesh.
Hare Krishna. Ayukta pratakte stubhaha satto naishkrito lasa vishadi durga sutri karta tamsa uchyate. Translation. The worker who is always engaged in work against the injunction of the spiritual, who is the majestic, obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always mosh, and procrastinating is said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The worker who is always engaged in work against the injunctions or scriptures, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always morose, and procrastinating, is said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. See, he has no knowledge. So, he does some works, but those works are not as per the scriptures. As we have learned all these days, what is right is what is said in the scripture. Different people might say this is right, that is wrong, this is right. But our answer should be very straight. That, is it there in the scripture? Yes, it is there in the scripture, so it is right. If it is not there in the scriptures, it is wrong. Why? Because scriptures are from Krishna, the creator of this total creation, the origin of this. Your mother, who is from where you have come, she can never do bad to you. She can never ask you to do something wrong. Will she ever say? She will not say. Similarly, our father, our kind father Krishna also will not say anything bad what we should do. So how did he tell us what to do, what not to do? He has told in the scriptures. So anything we do which is not there in the scriptures are bad. And who is materialistic? Who is materialistic means always thinks about the temporary happiness. Obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others. See, who will insult others? Just imagine, if you have a broad mind, if your classmate, a person sitting next to you, does not know a sum which you know, if you are a good person, you should tell him, okay, I'll teach you, come, and you should tell him. Rather, if you say, you don't know this, I know this, I am so great. That means you are proud, you are ignorant. So for anything, your friend falls down, you should pity him. For tomorrow you can also fall down, I can also fall down. If you laugh at him tomorrow, somebody else will laugh at us day after tomorrow. So that knowledge we should have. So never insult others, never cheat others. Anything not ours. Why do we cheat? To get something which is not ours. Anything which we even, why are we offering prasadam to Krishna? Because anything around is not ours. But for our survival, we are eating food. So that food we are making it prasadam and eating. That is, we are trying not to cheat Krishna. So that way, that means even for our day-to-day survival also, whatever we are doing, we are telling Krishna, Krishna, I am doing it for this purpose. So if you try to cheat somebody and get theirs, that is a big crime. And who is lazy, who doesn't do as per the prescribed duties, is lazy. Also morose, always cribbing. Always saying, Arey, that is not there. I would have come first in the class if only my father was a rich man and put me in a big school and given me a big car and sent me to the school, I would have studied. But will a child who is in a government school going to school without chappal, not coming the topper of the SSC board? They are coming. So this is all, cribbing is all waste, excuses. Procrastinating means always finding faults with others. He is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. So here what is important is we should analyze how many qualities, bad qualities are there in us. That is very, very, very important. We should always think, am I? Or never think that we are always in goodness. No, none of us can be in goodness. If we are 100% in goodness, by the time we would have gone back to Krishna. So we should analyze what is wrong, what is right. Okay. So next, Krishna Priya, 29.
Hare Krishna. Buddhir Vedam Saiva Gunatas Trividam Shruno Rojamanam Aseshena Prithakvena Dhananjaya. Translation. O winner of wealth, now please listen as I tell you in detail of different kinds of understanding and determination according to these three modes of material nature.
Whoa, winner of wealth. That means Arjuna. Krishna is addressing Arjuna. Now please listen as I tell you in detail of the different kinds of understandings and determinations according to the three modes of material nature. That means, why do we do something good, do something bad? Because our understanding is wrong. Our understanding is wrong. See, I'll tell you a small story. It's not a story, it's a scene from the movie. I'll tell you, I somehow love this scene. It has changed in my life to some extent. I don't say totally. I don't know how many of you have seen the Telugu movie Analuguru. That movie, here what I'm trying to tell you is about our understanding of the problem. Like how we look at the problem is what is important. See, there is the hero of the movie. He's a very kind-hearted man. Always keeps helping whoever is there in requirement. Whoever has a requirement. One day, his daughter. That day was his daughter's birthday. So his wife, daughter, and son and friends, everybody go to the temple. And from the temple, they had a plan of going to a hotel and having their lunch. So this man, they are all middle class people. So he had 2,000 rupees in his pocket. So then what happens is one lady comes with a small baby, 2-3 years old baby. And she says, see, my daughter has cancer and she needs required money for treatment. I don't have money. Can you please give me money? So that what happens is, 1 minute. Sorry. So what happens is, this man, the hero, he takes that 2,000 rupees from his pocket and gives it up to that girl. And his wife, daughter, everybody gets angry. Arey, we plan to go to the restaurant and eat. Wow, you have spent away all the money. He says, okay, What will happen if you don't eat for a day in the restaurant? We'll go home, cook and eat. That also we can enjoy, but this money will be better utilized. So, okay, they have a fight and all that, that's all. And next day in the paper, a big photograph of that lady carrying that baby comes. There it is written, the lady who is cheating everybody by saying that her daughter is suffering from cancer and collecting money from the people. Immediately, just even for yourself, you think, what will the thought come into our mind? Hey, what a lady she is. She's so bad. She should be punished. We should never believe anybody on this world. We should never give any money to anybody. Is this not the thought? At least I got that thought. Everybody gets the same thought. Most of the people in Rajoguna. Because we all think we are perfect and we think they are bad. Here, this is what is procrastinating others, finding faults with others. Then his friend brings the paper and says, see, foolish fellow, you have given that money to that lady and see what has come in the paper. And then everybody shouts at this hero. The hero says, Arey, I'm so happy today. Everybody all will be surprised. What is this fellow? He got cheated so badly and he is feeling happy. Why is he happy? And then everybody asks, why are you happy? He says, that small girl, that baby, I thought she's going to die because of cancer. Now I understand she's a very healthy baby and she's going to live for 100 years. I'm so happy. My God, it was a shock for me. Then I thought, can people think so beautifully? Can people think so beautifully? What kind of thought process am I having? And what is the thought we should have? That, my God, even now, whenever I find fault, even now I keep finding fault with others as if I am perfect. But at the back of my mind, that thought keeps hitting me. That thought keeps hitting me. We should only look positive, look positive. It is not that I'm not saying get cheated by everybody, but here, the only thing I'm telling is our thought. Don't find faults with others. We do more mistakes. Okay? Right. Oh, winner of the wealth. Now, please listen as I tell you in detail of the different kinds of understanding. Here, I told you the story for understanding. The same problem, different people understood different, and determination to do. So, what will happen? A person like me will think, see, people are all cheats. I will not give anybody any more money. So, the determination, whatever I have taken, is wrong. According to the three modes of material nature. Why did I taking that determination? Because I am in Rajoguna or I am in Tamoguna. I want to escape helping others. I want to keep all my money for me. So I am looking for an excuse. I got an excuse. So I just want to keep all the money for me. I am looking for an excuse. So that is how we do. So that quality is very important. So here he is going to discuss about the understanding, three modes of understanding and determination. Yeah. Who is reading? Krishna Priya? Read 30.
प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विका. Translation. O son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness.
O son of Partha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. That means basically anything we do, the understanding should be clear. That means what is that I can do? What is that I should not do? Why? So How can we decide what is to be done and what is not to be done? The result counts. The result, that word is very important. The result is not the temporary result what we are having now. The result should be an end result. What is to be feared and what is not to be feared. See, feared means not the fear that father will beat or mother will beat or a thief will come. The fear should be a God consciousness, fear of God. So that fear should be there. What is binding and what is liberating? If I do this, will I get more binding? If I watch a TV today, tomorrow again I will like to watch. If I watch it tomorrow, day after tomorrow, by the time happens, my mind will pull. Arey, the movie will start, let me go watch, let me go watch. If I stop watching movies permanently, I'm not going to watch movies. It will never bind me. It will never invite me to watch. So that way, whatever fear of God should be there. Love for God should be there. Also, we should be very clear of what to be done, what not to be done. Only thing we have to look at the result of the action, what we are doing. Not we are doing something now. We should not think that if I do this, my father will beat, my mother will beat. No, that is temporary. That is materialistic. We have to understand we are wasting the time. We are wasting the precious time which Krishna has given us to go back to Krishna. We know a lot of people, those who are in the bed, lying like vegetables. Even if they want to do Hare Krishna mantra, they can't do. Even if they want to remember Krishna, they can't remember. So they have wasted the time which was fruitful. And tomorrow, if you want to do also, you cannot do. So that is very important. So when we are in goodness, we should know what is right, what is not. Not right in the sense, be very clear again, I'm telling, right is not for satisfying somebody around you. Right for the spirit soul, right for our soul, right for going back to Krishna. That is what is important. Vishnu Priya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhir sa partharajasi. Translation. O son of Pratha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion.
O son of Partha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action and that should be done and action that should not be done, is mode of passion. What is religion? What is religion? Religion is not being Hindu, Christian, Muslim. Religion means doing the right things, doing as per scriptures is what it is. So is it mentioned in the scriptures? Are we doing something which is mentioned in the scriptures? Or are we doing something just for the temporary material benefit? Between action and that should be done, action that should not be done. Again, here the decision should be always, our decision should be taken based on what is going to be the end result of our life. When we leave this body, what will happen if I do this today? I told you this story many times. A yogi who did all very good works died. Then his Shishya somehow gets in touch with Narada. And the Shishya tells Narada, did my guru reach Goloka? Narada said, no. Then where is he? He is in the worm, as a worm in the fruit which is outside his hut. Then this man gets surprised. Arey, my guru was such a great man. He would let his spiritual body so nicely. He spent his body so nicely throughout the life. Why did he become a worm there? Because when he was dying, he was put outside under the tree. And then he was looking at the tree and there was a beautiful fruit there. And the sun was shining on the fruit. The fruit was shining, very beautiful, tempting. So while leaving the body, what did he think? Hey, the fruit is so beautiful. Can I eat the fruit? Is what he was thinking, and he died. So to eat the fruit, he took one more life. So this might be a very, basically then we can think, if I do a lot of religious activity also, I might come like this. Yes, you might come. Why did he think that he wants to eat the fruit? Because he's mentally not totally matured, mentally not attached to Krishna. If he is totally attached to Krishna, his thought will be, what a beautiful fruit. I only wish if I can pluck the fruit and take it along with me to Krishna, would have been his thought. That was not his thought. His thought was to eat it. That is the difference. So the mental maturity is what will guide us finally. We know the story of King Bharata. I think all of you, I must have told you many times. He is not that Bharata, Shakuntala's son Bharata, but this man also led a very religious life. He was doing penance in the forest. And then one day when he was going there, one deer gave birth to a baby deer and it died. That this one was so small, he was feeling so pity for it and he brought it home. That is a good thing only. What he should do, he should take care of it for some time until it becomes independent and then leave it off with the other deers. But he didn't do. He developed, see, he was a king, he left his kingdom and came here and he was spending all his time here in a very religious manner, but he got attached to the deer. And so one day the deer grew big and then it went off. He was so much worried. What happened to my deer? What happened to my deer? And then he went around the forest searching for a deer. He think, "Arey, my deer, what happened to it? Maybe a lion ate it off, a tiger ate it. What happened? What happened? Now what happened?" He was feeling so sick and he died. So the next life he took the birth of a deer. So that is where we should cut ourselves. Nothing wrong in bringing the deer and taking care of it when it was a baby. But once it becomes little independent, he should have left it off with the other deers. That is where we should be very careful. This is a very big. So he also, for next 2 lives, he suffers like this and then goes back. His life. See, we also must have done a lot of good fortune in our previous lives. That is why we got the life of a human being. And that is why we got this association of Krishna. That is why for last 2 years, we are able to discuss about this Krishna. That is what we should always be very cautious. So we should know what is to be done, what is not to be done in the mode of passion. That is what a person who does not know this, he is in the mode of passion. 32. Who? Harshit, no? Both Krishnapriya and Vishnupriya, you read now? Now it is Harshit.
Harshit left the Mataji.
Left, huh? Okay, Pushkar.
Mataji.
Yeah, Pushkar, now Pushkar. Hare Krishna, Pushkar. You're not there, Pushkar?
Mataji, can I read?
Yeah, read.
Adharmam dharmam idiya manyate tam sarvatan viparitam cha buddhinsa paratyatham sin. Translation: that understanding which considers a religion to be religion and religion to be a religion under the spell of illusion and darkness and strives always in the wrong direction. O Partha is in the mode of ignorance.
Hare Krishna. That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness and strives always in the wrong direction. Oh, Partha is in the mode of goodness. That means irreligion to be religion means whatever good he thinks is bad. Whatever bad he thinks is good. Simple. So what is bad? Giving material happiness is bad. He thinks that is the best thing. And whatever gives a spiritual direction, they think it is good. So here it is very, very, whatever is not in the scriptures, there's some example I thought of telling you. Getting it. Religion to be religion and religious. See, basically, they justify themselves, saying, say, I want the end results, so I will do it. The process is not important for them. So even, see, praying to God, what is that we have to offer to God? You can't cut an animal and offer to God. They'll think this is religion. The religion says this. No religion will say that. But they will only attribute it to the religion and then do it. So that is ignorance. Yeah. Krishna Priya?
धृत्या यया धारयते मनो प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेनाव्याभिचारिण्या धृतसा पार्थ सात्विका. Translation. O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life and senses, is determination the mode of goodness.
Hare Krishna. O son of Partha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained. So in 33 note, here he is talking about the determination in the in 3 modes in the next 3 slokas. So, O son of Partha, the determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. This is very clear. Determination means determination. That means whatever may happen, every day I get up in the morning and complete 16 rounds of chanting and then only get into other works. I take the first glass of water. Is the determination I have taken. Whatever may happen, there are people who does this. That is determination. That is unbreakable. Under any circumstances, they won't break it. They are great souls. They will do like that anything which is sustained with the steadfastness by yoga practice. Yoga means not sitting and doing, but you know what yoga is. By doing steadiness and you are very strong on it, it cannot be changed. And which thus controls the activities of the mind. So how does it control? I have decided I am doing it, that's all. There is no second thought. When there is no second thought, the mind cannot say, okay, for today I will only do 4 rounds and the balance in the evening. That thought, there is no chance there. See, it is like a auto rickshaw. If you see in the traffic, if a car has to go, it needs all that space to enter. But how the auto rickshaw goes, that fellow will put his first tire in between 2 vehicles and then turn his handle. So it is stuck there. So until the auto rickshaw is allowed to go further, the other traffic won't move. So that way, what happens is, even in the mind, we give one small excuse. Finish. Every day that excuse will keep on growing. So that determination, if it is so strong, the mind, it won't give that that space for the mind, for the auto to put its tire. So that way the mind will not allow. Into the mind, life and senses. The senses also will never get happy. See, a lot of people say eating that, eating this is very tasty, but the senses should become so strong that it will not see any enjoyment there. It cannot see, because your understanding is so strong that your senses won't accept it. You know that you eat non-vegetarian, you cut a goat and eat non-vegetarian. In the next life, you are going to take one more life, and that goat will become another lion, tiger, or a human being and going to eat you. Then that goat meat will never tempt you, because you know the end result. So that way senses are also under control. I told you why I stopped eating egg. Because whenever I see egg, I remember my child, that the hen must be suffering the way I would suffer if I don't see my child. So that egg will never tempt me anymore. That way, if your determination is strong, nothing can, the sense of gratification won't come in between. Our mind also will not get, even the small temptation also will not be there. Only for today, only for this 5 minutes, only for once. That life permanently will go off. Yeah. Krishna Priya, 34.
यया तु धर्मकर्मार्था धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसङ्गेन फलाकाङ्क्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी. Translation. But the determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna.
Hare Krishna. But the determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is the nature of passion, O Arjuna. In passion, what happens is we look for all this. We don't realize why we are here. We look for more development, fruitive results of the religion. You're doing all this religious activity for material benefit or for getting pride. Say economic development or all this will happen in the passion, in the mode of only for people who are in the mode of passion. Okay. Jitesh, we'll stop it. Shall we stop? Till 40, this section will close. Shall we stop here or go till 40? Hare Krishna?
Let's go up to 40 minutes.
Yeah, good. Okay, Jitesh, read. Where is Jitesh? Not there. Okay, Krishna Priya, read.
यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुचन्ति धुर्मेदा धृतिः सा पार्थ तामसी. Translation. And the determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion, such unintelligent determination, O son of Pritha, is in the mode of darkness.
So this is just the opposite. Determination is so strong. Here there is no determination. And the determination which cannot go beyond dreaming. That means here, determination means we take a decision and we implement. That is what is determination. Here the determination when we are in the mode of tamoguna or ignorance is they just dream. I will become the president of India. What to do for doing the president? Nothing. They don't do anything. Just think, I will become the president of India. Krishna is not making me the president of India. Krishna is to be blamed. Fearfulness. I want to do this, but what will happen if I go wrong? Will people laugh at me? They'll stop there. Lamentation, always cribbing. If only I had this, I would have done. If only I had this. Morose and illusion. They live in illusion. I don't have this. I don't have that. I had this. I have this. I have a very big body. That's why I'm not doing. All illusions only. Such intelligent determination, O son of Partha, is the mode of darkness. That means they don't get into action. They only live in the dreams. So only when we get into action, our determination will be fulfilled. Yeah, Krishna Priya.
Sukham tvidanim trividham tarshaba abhyasad ramate yatra dukkantam cha nigacchati. Translation. O best of the Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress.
O best of Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys, by which he sometimes comes to the end of all the distress. All coming end of all the distress is, that means going back to Goloka. So now he is talking. Now he is talking in 36 and 37. He will talk about that happiness in goodness. What is that gives happiness in goodness? So here what? Okay. So here he is talking about conditioned enjoyment. With the conditioned means, that means he is fulfilling all his duties and still happy. How can that happen? By which sometimes comes to an end of distress. Why is he using the word sometimes? We have got so much of bad karma with us on our back. Just because we are doing something good now, of course there is a chance that Krishna can take us off, or sometimes we might require some more lives. Or sometimes Krishna is so merciful, he might take us off. End of this distress means go back to Goloka. Yeah, Jitesh, are you there? Okay, Vishnu Priya read.
यत्तदग्रे विषमिदा परिणामे मृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धि प्रसादजम्. Translation. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization is said to be the happiness in the mode of goodness.
Hare Krishna. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like the nectar, which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. That means we know, no, sit and do chanting in the beginning. My God, it will be so difficult. It will be the worst thing, very difficult. But as the time passes, we start enjoying it. Even doing service to Krishna, as we keep doing, we get so much of enjoyment out of it. And because the realization comes, and the happiness also comes in the mode of goodness. See, the people who really do devotional service to Krishna, they'll be so happy because the material enjoyment doesn't touch them. The material enjoyment does not give them any happiness. They'll be so happy doing the right thing. Yeah, 38. Yeah, Krishna Priya.
विषयेन्द्रिय संयोगाद्यत्तदाग्रे मृतोपमं परिणामे विषमिद तत्तत्सुखं राजसं स्मृतं. Translation. That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar and at first but poison at the end is said to be of the nature of passion.
That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar at first but poison at the end is said to be of the nature of passion. See, happiness out of sense gratification. Even studies also, when you take in goodness, initially you'll have a lot of difficulty in studying. But once you start achieving the results, you will see the happiness. When you get first mark or very good marks, very good knowledge, when you are able to do very well compared to others, you enjoy. That is what is said in the previous sloka. But here it is the opposite. The happiness which is derived from contact of the senses, that means watching TV, you enjoy. Not studying, you enjoy. Doing bad habits like taking a drink, smoking a cigarette, they enjoy. And all these things people enjoy. But what will be the end result? Disaster. Okay? And which appears like nectar. So initially it will be very nice. Cheating parents is the biggest nectar. But at the end, what will happen? One will suffer at first, but poison at the end is said to be the nature of passion. That is what is passion. See, by studying Bhagavad Gita, initially it will be very boring. But once you start applying it to your mind, you will see the nectar in it. So, at least I'm telling you one thing, you children who are really understanding this Bhagavad Gita, you can never do a mistake in your life because you know the end result. That is where this Bhagavad Gita is very, very, very useful for the children. Okay? Hare Krishna. Next. Last two slokas. 39. Read.
यदग्रे चानुभन्दे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. Translation. And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be in the mode of ignorance, to be nature of ignorance.
He is telling about ignorance. And the happiness which is blind for self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be of nature of ignorance. That means they are always sorrowful. There is no happiness for them. Happiness which is blind, that means they don't see happiness in anything. Because they are more, I want more, I want this, only this one, I should have had more. And which is delusion from the always, they live in delusion only. And laziness, illusion, they are never happy. That means the people in Tamoguna, what do? They eat very spicy food. They think they are enjoying. But that spicy food eating itself, while eating itself, they suffer. taking so much of spice, but they think it is a sort of enjoyment. Water keeps coming from their eyes. They'll be doing and eating. And we drink very hot tea, very hot coffee, and they think it is enjoyment. But that is also a suffering. They enjoy the suffering. So that way, doing wrong things, people enjoy. That they think they are enjoying. Yeah. Last sloka.
Yes, Mataji. Na tadasti pri. Yes, open the Na tadasti prithivyaam va divi deveshu va puna sattvam prakriti jair muktam yadevi syatri virgunai. Translation. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems, which is freed from these three modes born of material nature.
There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system, which is freed from these three modes of born in material nature. So what he is telling is, there is no being, that means there is no living being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system, which is freed from all the three material modes. What we have already discussed, nobody is out of all these three material modes. So we'll be suffering from one of these material modes. So, and at least we should accept the one in goodness and reject the three. That means, if we are freed from here, that is what is important. If we are freed from all the three material modes, then only we will go back to Krishna. Even goodness also, we should not do something because it is good. We should only do because it is what is prescribed in the scriptures, that way. So here Krishna is telling no being exists, no living being is existing. So because it will not exist, if we are not bonded by these three material modes, we are not here. We will go back to Goloka. That's what he is telling. So we have completed one section. So we'll actually I thought of telling till 48, but I think it has become a too long session. Here we have completed the modes control all activities. This is what we have completed now, 18 to 40. The modes control all activities. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Shall we close?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, Gornita and Chitistan, Mataji. In clock.